Good evening, beautiful people, and welcome to our BDM Thursday webinar. Okay, let's see who we have in the house. Give me 1 second. Welcome to Bob Richardson, Francis Crary, Tom Leonard, Bryant Lancelin, Carl Halstead, Charles Perry, Larry Asbell, Shirley York, Bob Gavitt. Some people calling in, don't have a name here. Christina Collins, Cross Redmond, David Richards, Desert Owl, Don Chadwick, Gary Carlson, James Truss, Jean Thoreau, Kevin Chadbourne, Maria Texeria, probably said that wrong, Marvin Braun, Ninja, Peter, Sally Puckett, Deidre Unk. Wow, great group tonight, new names. Welcome, welcome. I'm excited to be here, and I hope by the end of this presentation you will be too. Go ahead and drop a note in the chat and tell us where you're joining from. It's always fun to see where people are calling from. Showing up is the first step toward changing your future. So let's recognize those that are here. And tonight, I want to share a powerful truth that many people discover too late in life. Many people sacrifice their health while chasing wealth, only later to spend their wealth trying to regain their health. Well, tonight we're going to talk about something different. Tonight, we're going to show you how you can protect your health while also building financial opportunity at the same time. Now, this evening, we're going to start by focusing on an ancient food source that, from my own experience, can enhance the quality of your health in a monumental way. And when you feel better, live better, and take care of your body, everything else becomes possible. Then we'll finish up by showing how you can also create an opportunity that impacts your finances and your future. So let's start with our first video.
It's common knowledge that we need healthy food to build and maintain a healthy body. For more than 50 years, I've studied the causes of disease and what truly creates lasting health. And during that time, I discovered something remarkable. A natural food source, so concentrated and nutritionally complete that even one capsule taken daily can have a meaningful impact on a person's overall wellness. So let's cut right to the chase. Fulvic acid is a naturally occurring compound formed from ancient plant matter that decomposed over hundreds, sometimes thousands, of years. Because it has an ultra-small molecular size, it can easily move throughout the body and enter individual cells. Here's why that matters. It's rich in carbon, and carbon is the structural backbone of nearly all biological molecules that not only make up the body but gives it energy. Fulvic acid breaks down various minerals and nutrients in your food through a process known as chelation. It then assists the body in transporting those nutrients to your individual cells. In fact, fulvic acid is as essential to life as water and oxygen. Every plant, animal, and human is dependent upon fulvic acid to live. In my research, I've also found that there are 4 major factors associated with many chronic health challenges today, and fulvic acid appears to help provide a natural counterbalance to each of them. Here's why that matters. Your body is made of 96% carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. The remaining 4% is minerals, about 70+ essential trace minerals. Every human, animal, and plant is built from the same basic elements. Miraculously, fulvic acid works at the center of each of these essentials. My research has also shown that there are 4 major factors associated with virtually every disease, and fulvic acid may help provide a natural counterbalance to each of them through its unique health-supporting properties. 4 core functions of fulvic acid. First, detoxification. Fulvic acid is the most powerful natural chelator known. It binds to toxic metals, chemicals, and waste, like mercury, pesticides, and excess minerals, and carries them out of your body. Second, nutrient delivery. Fulvic acid acts like a delivery truck. It binds to nutrients in your food and supplements and carries them directly into the cell in a form the body can actually use. This is why it dramatically improves nutrient absorption. Third, oxygen and cellular energy. Teratol is rich in bioactive carbon and molecular oxygen, oxygen your body can use without breathing it in. More oxygen means higher cellular voltage, and cells cannot heal when voltage is low. High voltage equals better repair, energy, and longevity. Fourth, microbes and enzymes. Fulvic acid creates the ideal environment for beneficial, oxygen-breathing microbes, the microbes responsible for healing, rebuilding tissue, and regulating immunity. It also enhances enzymatic reactions, and your body relies on tens of thousands of enzymes every second just to function. Why this matters? Waste buildup leads to low oxygen. Low oxygen leads to bad microbes. Bad microbes create more waste. That cycle leads to inflammation, degeneration, and disease. Fulvic acid breaks the cycle by removing waste, increasing oxygen, restoring minerals, and supporting the good microbes that rebuild the body from the mitochondria, RNA, and DNA outward. Why Teratol? Teratol, humic, and fulvic minerals provide bioavailable trace minerals in ionic form, massive antioxidant capacity, natural electrolyte support, cellular detox without toxicity, and increased cellular voltage and energy. It delivers nutrients, removes toxins, recycles waste, and recharges cells, all at once. Fulvic acid is as essential to life as water and oxygen. Don't miss our next video, where we explain how compounds in fulvic acid may help support your body's natural ability to heal the gut and the brain. If you're serious about supporting your body at the cellular level, not just masking symptoms, then it's time to give your cells what they actually need. Teratol, humic, and fulvic minerals help your body absorb nutrients, remove toxins, increase oxygen, and restore cellular energy, naturally and safely. Don't wait for your health to decline before you take action. Start using Teratol, humic, and fulvic minerals as part of your daily foundation for long-term health today.
Okay, Teratol works at the cellular level, providing carbon and 70 plus trace minerals, excuse me. It chelates toxins and removes them from the body and helps your body absorb and utilize nutrients more efficiently. It can help improve everything that's happening at the cellular level. In short, much of our health begins or declines in the gut. More and more research is pointing to something incredibly important, the connection between the gut and the brain. In this next short video, we're going to take a closer look at how the gut-brain connection influences energy, mood, immunity, and overall health.
What if everything you thought you knew about brain health was wrong? Doctors across the country are now making a stunning discovery. Your brain fog, your forgetfulness, your anxiety, your fatigue, they don't actually start in your brain, they start in your gut. There is no such thing as normal brain aging. The brain should not age. With the right knowledge, you can maintain healthy brain function beyond 100 years old. So the question isn't just how do you protect your brain? The question is, what is destroying it in the first place? And why haven't you been told about the real solution? Your gut and brain are inseparable. Here's something medical schools are only now beginning to teach. Your gut and your brain were formed from the same fetal tissue in the womb. From the moment you're born, they are inextricably linked through what scientists call the gut-brain axis. They are in constant two-way communication. Every second of every day, 95% of serotonin, our happy neurotransmitter, is actually made and stored in the gut, not the brain. And here's where it gets alarming. Alzheimer's doesn't start at the moment of diagnosis. It starts 30 years before. Brain fog, memory lapses, anxiety, depression. These aren't just annoyances. Leading researchers now believe these are the early warning signs of neurodegeneration already underway. Neurodegeneration can progress over time unless the process is stopped and reversed. It all comes down to your cells. Your body is made of roughly 70 to 75% water, a periodic table of minerals, and several pounds of microbes creating the chemistry of life. But here's what's happening to millions of people right now. Toxic metals and chemicals are building up inside their cells. Critical minerals are being depleted from their food and soil. Oxygen levels inside their cells are dropping dangerously low. Beneficial gut microbes are dying off. These are the very microbes that feed your brain. When waste builds up in your body, it leads to low oxygen. Low oxygen leads to bad microbes. Bad microbes lead to symptoms and disease. That toxic cycle triggers inflammation that leads to cognitive decline. These are the exact symptoms that doctors are finally linking back to the gut. When the microbiome changes, the brain can clean itself. Research shows it can even clear the amyloid plaques associated with Alzheimer's. Imagine that! The healing capacity of the brain is incredible when the gut is returned to homeostasis and the cause of inflammation is removed. So the real question is, what does it take to change the microbiome, restore cellular health, and give your brain what it needs to heal? Introducing Teratol humic and fulvic minerals. Deep in the earth, ancient plant matter has been decomposing for hundreds, sometimes thousands of years, creating one of the most powerful healing compounds ever discovered, fulvic acid. Fulvic acid has an ultra-small molecular size, small enough to travel anywhere in the body and enter every single cell. It works at the intersection of all three pillars of life: water, minerals, and microbes. What Teratol does. Inside your body, first is detox and chelation. Fulvic acid is the most powerful natural chelator known to man. It binds to toxic metals, pesticides, and chemical waste, and carries them out of your cells and out of your body. This is the cleanup of your gut and brain that doctors have been talking about. Second is nutrient delivery. Nutrients too large to enter the cell are broken down into micronutrients and then delivered them to every cell of your body. Without this function of fulvic acid, most of the nutrients you consume would simply go to waste. And better nutrient absorption means better brain function. Third is oxygen and cellular energy. Teratol is rich in bioactive carbon and molecular oxygen. Oxygen your cells can use directly. More oxygen means higher cellular voltage. And cells cannot heal when voltage is low. Higher voltage equals better repair, more energy, and real longevity. Fourth is microbiome restoration. Fulvic acid creates the ideal environment for the beneficial, oxygen-breathing microbes. The exact microbes responsible for healing tissue, regulating immunity, and feeding your brain through the gut-brain axis. It also enhances the enzymatic reactions your body runs hundreds of thousands of times every single second. This is exactly what the research is pointing to. Heal the gut and you heal the brain. And that gave her life back to enjoy her kids and grandkids. When doctors and researchers talk about healing the gut to heal the brain, they're talking about exactly what Teratol delivers at the cellular level. Removing heavy metals, environmental toxins and poisons, restoring vital minerals, flooding the body with oxygen, and rebuilding the microbiome. Patients who prioritized gut health reported brain fog lifting, sometimes within days. Deeper, more restful sleep, improved mood and reduced anxiety, sharper thinking and better memory, more energy and less fatigue, better digestion and overall well-being. Teratol gives your body the foundational tools to do what those doctors describe, naturally, safely, and at the cellular level. What makes Teratol different? Teratol humic and fulvic minerals provide bioavailable trace minerals in ionic form, 70+ essential minerals in their most absorbable form, massive antioxidant capacity to neutralize free radical damage, natural electrolyte support for hydration at the cellular level, cellular detox without harsh side effects or toxicity, increased cellular voltage for real lasting energy. It delivers nutrients, removes toxins, recycles waste, recharges cells, all at once every single day. Although largely ignored by modern medicine, fulvic acid is as essential to life as water and oxygen. The choice is yours. Scientists are clear. Our food choices and what we give ourselves can literally make the difference between winding up in a nursing home waiting for death or climbing mountains. Brain experts are now saying your brain can remain fully functional beyond 100 years. It doesn't have to decline. Your gut and brain can heal. Your cells can recharge. But none of that happens on its own, not in the world we live in today. If you're serious about living a long, healthy life with total cognitive function, then it's time to give your cells what they actually need. Don't wait for your health to decline before you take action. Get fulvic and humic minerals for your gut, your brain, your life. Start Teratol today.
When people feel real improvements in how their bodies function, when they experience less discomfort, more energy, better sleep, and a greater sense of overall well-being, Those results speak for themselves. And when results speak for themselves, people naturally begin sharing them with others. That's why products that genuinely support health at the cellular level create such a strong foundation for a business. They're not based on hype or short term trends, they're based on real experiences and real results. When that happens, you begin to build something that can grow steadily over time, a community of people whose lives have been positively impacted. And that becomes the foundation for an income opportunity that can continue to grow for as long as you live, while at the same time having the quality of health to actually enjoy that life fully. Because in the end, true success isn't just about building wealth, it's about having the health, energy, and vitality to enjoy the life you're creating. Let's go ahead and check out our next video.
BDM, what if a wellness club didn't just save you money, but had the potential to make you rich? Imagine paying factory direct prices for premium wellness products, lower than wholesale, and earning monthly recurring income every time you share access. Welcome to the BDM Wellness Club. Here's how markets work. Manufacturers sell to distributors. Distributors sell to retail stores. Retail stores sell to customers, with markup after markup. Everyone profits, except the consumer. BDM Wellness Club is different. Club members buy direct from the factory, at distributor level pricing, no middlemen, no retail markup, just premium wellness products at the lowest possible prices, with an income opportunity that pays members, not corporations. Cost to join, $10 monthly for the first 1,000 members. Founding members are grandfathered for life, $12 monthly for everyone else. That's less than most people waste every single day. Here's how you get paid, and this is where it gets interesting. Earn $4 per month from each of your first 4 personal referrals. Referral number 5 and beyond pays you $8 per month. Earn $8 monthly pass-up commissions through your team structure. A modest-sized team, averaging 4 referrals through 5 levels and consisting of only 64 people, can generate $496 in monthly income. Go to 10 levels and your income potential exceeds $16,000 per month. Personally refer just 6 people, and the model shows an earning potential of over $32,000 monthly. Think you can't do this? Think again. Here's what could potentially happen by referring just 1 person. That person will pay you $4 a month and pass up 2 persons who each pay you $8 a month. That's $20 a month to you. That's more than you are paying for your own membership. Those 2 pass up 2 each. That's 4 times 8 equals $32 a month. Next level, $64. Then, $128. Then, $256 a month. And it doesn't stop there. You can get paid 100 levels deep and deeper. Why this is powerful? You're not selling products, you're not buying inventory, you're not chasing customers, you're sharing access. Access to lowest pricing, access to better health. You get access to a system that turns a small monthly decision into long-term leverage. Who do you know that wouldn't want to pay less, feel better, and earn more? Let's be real, $10 a month won't break you, but the decision you make with that $10 could change everything. Everyone spends money, but only intentional people position it where it can multiply and change their lives forever. Thinkers snooze, procrastinators lose. What are you waiting for? Join today, and I'll see you on the inside.
It's now my pleasure to introduce the manufacturer behind this amazing product, Gary Carlson. Gary, we're very excited to have you on board with us. Got a great partnership going here. Are you available? Are you there?
Yes, thank you, John. I appreciate it.
I'll go ahead and stop the share if you have something you'd like to share on the screen.
Sure, I can definitely share an interesting connection with some of the videos that you showed and put together, and really nice job with that. And I just want to add that there are humic and fulvic products on the market. Why choose Teratol? Just a reminder for folks that may have heard me say this previously, but it's worth repeating that Teratol was founded by Randy Mosley and launched in 1990 after years of research. He did work with humic and fulvic first in the soil to use as a natural tool to clean up oil spills. So oil is a hydrocarbon, and humic and fulvic changes the ionization of that hydrocarbon chain, and essentially just turns the oil back into soil. It's just amazing. You don't even have to scoop it up and bring it anywhere. It just naturally turns back into the earth. And what Randy discovered is that that area was just turned beautifully back into lush, thick grass. So he kept on going with his research and discovered that by by putting this incredible humic and fulvic complex back into the ground, back into the plants, that the plants grew bigger, the vegetables grew bigger. So he took it up to the next spot and tried it with chickens and pigs and and cows, and he lived in Texas, so he had plenty of volunteer farmers that and the chickens that were used to raise for meat, they got bigger, healthier. The chickens that were used for to lay eggs, they yielded more eggs. The dairy cows yielded more milk on less food. The pigs got bigger, and importantly for the farmers, their their waste had less odor. There was all kinds of benefits there. So Randy's said, well, if it's good for the soil, if it's good for the plants, if it's good for the animals, that has to be good for humans. So really, we have a long history with Teratol. Again, launched in 1990. Um, our source matters. Where you get humic and fulvic matters. How you extract it matters. How you process it matters. Uh, we don't use any less than 70% humic acid by analysis. We have that on our website. Um, and the great news is that the third generation miners of this humic and fulvic complex, uh, they're on our team. So that's what you're getting with Teratol. When you look at that bottle, think about that. You're talking about generations of experts in crafting what they do best. That's what's in that bottle. And I just want to add that really the body has, and it was really stated in the video nicely, but the body has a greater capacity to heal itself than we've been led to believe. In order to do that efficiently, it has to be as healthy as it can be. So we're not really selling a supplement. We're selling the opportunity to enhance the body's health. And when you enhance the body's health, what are you ultimately doing there? Well, we're really increasing the probability of extending your life. So that's really what it boils down to. You had mentioned, John, that let me just share my screen. Let's see here. I can do that. Hold on just a second. You talked a lot about increased oxygen and increased blood flow. And I can show you on our website. This is under the clinical page on the Terramune Health website. If you scroll to the bottom, you'll find a spot on blood clot prevention. And our medical doctor, Dr. Nelson, he did this work under dark microscopy, under a microscope. And these pictures are images before and 30 minutes after Teratol. And you can see on the left that uh, that magnification looks pretty tight. Prominent blood clots, low oxygen based on the color, and magnified on the right side that the blood platelets are kind of all stacked up. 30 minutes later, On the left panel, you see the clotting seems to be clearing and the color seems to be richer, implying that the oxygen level is increasing. And on the right, you see those blood platelets are beautifully unstacked. This is 30 minutes after humic and fulvic treatment. So
And
I just wanted to,
this also indicates that these cells are now taking in water, okay?
mhm,
So if you look at the ones up above, and they call this a Rayleigh effect, you see there the the cells are dehydrated and they're all stacked together like pancakes on top of each other. But as they absorb oxygen and water, then they begin to expand a a juicy grape because
mhm,
they're filled with water and oxygen. And so this is incredible. And this is after 30 minutes.
right. It really is. So this is a reason why I've been taking it daily since I discovered it in 19 sorry in 2020 when I learned about humic and fulvic from Randy. I've been taking it daily since. Sometimes I take it more than once a day if I feel like I've been exposed to some kind of a cold or something like that. And then we have some products that include our daily detox, which is a little bit of a more of a kind of a hyper detox, if you will. Teratol Daily Detox includes a couple of other detoxing agents. So once in a while, I'll do a deep clean with that. I'll take it 3 times a day for 10 days and just give my GI system and my body a fresh start. And then I'll go back to the humic and fulvic straight up. But yeah, I just wanted to add that. And thank you so much, John. I'll stop sharing and be happy to answer any questions too.
That's incredible.
Yes, it is.
I'm
It really is.
I'm going to share screen here momentarily. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, now I put in the chat, I put a link to this document right here. So there has been more research done on fulvic acid than any other supplement, bar none. And this particular document, it's a scientific document. It's 48 pages, I believe, and it goes through all kinds of things, major attributes, the origin, uh, experiences with fulvic acid. So you're going to have a lot of stuff in here. It's pretty incredible. Talks about removing heavy metals and a lot of the poisons, okay? Like aluminum, for example. Our body needs some aluminum, but not in the form we're getting it in. We're being bombarded with aluminum that's totally toxic. But we need a little bit of aluminum, and fulvic acid will chelate the aluminum, turn it into the form, the bioform that we need. And so not it's either going to convert toxins into a usable form, and then what the body can use, it will use and then eliminate the rest. But it will also take the toxic forms, chelate those, and remove them from the body. So we have testimonials of reported benefits of fulvic acid. We have arthritis, psoriasis, shingles, allergy, 20 years of illness, baby nervous stomach, multiple sclerosis, severed arm, tumor, hearing and sight, paralysis, heart bypass, allergies and immune system, uterine tumors, burns, fungal infections, neonatal supplement, headaches, burn to eye and clouded cornea, and other burns. So if you want to copy that link, you'll find this absolutely uh, interesting, if nothing else.
Hey, John.
Yes.
Hey, this is James. Listen, that link is not clicking. And when I do put it in the URL, it don't come up. I don't know, but I like to have that. That is some great information. But it ain't clicking
Oh,
for me.
let's see. Okay. Tell you what. Tell you what I'll do. I'll get our IT to put this document up in our website. Okay. So
When
we'll
you
put
said
that
website, John,
probably
what do you?
on, yeah, in
I
your
apologize.
dashboard, in your BDM dashboard.
Okay, great,
John,
great, great. Thanks.
if I may just add just a thought on this too, just to remind everyone that fulvic acid is a product of humic acid. So when we are putting Teratol in a bottle, it is what you would naturally find in the earth. So it's a humic substance. So that contains humic acid, like I said earlier, at least 70%. For context, if you dug up some beautiful soil in your backyard, you'd have less than 5% humic acid. So we basically get a supercharge of it, sourced here in the US and New Mexico. So it is humic and fulvic um, as it exists naturally. There are some companies that will process and 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 only make available fulvic, but we just don't believe that. We believe in what God created, which is to leave it in its natural state. When you use a product like Teratol with 70% or more humic acid by analysis, that means there's a ton of fulvic in it too. And as it is working in the body together, humic acid's responsible for attaching to the cell walls to allow fulvic acid to do its thing and get into the cell wall better. So I just wanted to add that as well.
And that's important because it is best as nature created it. So you're getting the benefits of both the humic acids, the fulvic acids. We focus more on the fulvic acid because of, the research that we have available. But yes, this is the form that you want to take it in. I've done a deep dive into fulvic and humic minerals for a number of years. I've studied the sources where it comes from, and these minerals are available pretty much around the world, but it seems like the very best source comes out of New Mexico. So much so that people that uh, in Asia, for example, they they bring this over in container loads because this product out of New Mexico is so much better than what they have here. Um, let's see, I was going to mention one other thing. It'll probably come to me in a minute. Anyway, um, folks, I hope you can see where this is headed because this is going to be huge. Very few people have heard about it yet, which means we're at the beginning of something truly special. We have some people who have shared their testimonials. We had a great testimonial last Tuesday, and feel free to share it again. We have new people on our call, but if any of you have received the product now and have seen anything at all, it's been a short period of time, but sometimes the results we see can happen very quickly. Sometimes it takes longer, and that just depends on the individual. But if any of you have a story you'd like to share, this would be the time to do it. Just go ahead and unmute yourself or raise your hand. We'll take you one at a time. If not, one of the, okay, Christina.
Yeah, hi. I do have a question,
Okay.
and very excited about it. I just started taking two of the products, and the one is the one for the bones, and the other one is the one for the detox. I started taking the bone one just a couple of days ago, and I started taking each of them yesterday and today. And I noticed today, I feel fine. I feel good, life's normal, nothing majorly different, except I've eaten very little today, and yet I feel very full. And I just was wondering, would it possibly be because, like you were showing how sometimes the little things are kind of like puffed up like a grape or something? Would that make a person feel bloated? That's what I was wondering.
Uh, So the question, are you feeling bloated or are you just feeling full, feeling satiated?
Full and bloated, both.
Full
Like I
and
haven't
bloated.
eaten a whole lot today and I haven't drank a whole lot of liquid today. So it's
Hmm.
not a bad feeling. It's just that it's a noticeable feeling. And after using both products for 2 days and
Hmm.
the other one for a couple days before that, I had to do something this weekend and I didn't want to take the detox product before that. So
Hmm.
so,
Okay.
but no, it's all good. I just was just wondering if that's something that would be connected to it.
Well, there could be a number of things. One being when you're not getting the minerals your body needs, the nutrients your body needs, then you have a craving. You feel hungry, even though you can feel hungry when your stomach is full. But when you receive the nutrition you need, then you feel satiated. So that could be a possibility. Um,
Yeah,
could
because I really hardly have eaten much today, and I don't feel hungry at all.
hmm
Okay, okay.
And
Mhm.
sometimes the body just needs to go without food for a day or two. So,
Uh-huh.
this might be an opportunity for fasting if if you're feeling satiated, might be a good opportunity to go on a water fast for a day or two. I'd like to also add olive oil. You need the really good stuff. Um, comes
Hard
in
to
and
find.
yeah, it's hard to find, but it comes in a dark green bottle and it'll typically have a particular type of pouring spout. And here's how you can tell if it's real olive oil. It'll go down smooth, and then afterwards you're going to get a bite. It's gonna burn your throat a little bit,
Oh,
and that is the good stuff.
oh,
Uh,
oh, I did not know that. Okay.
mhm. But
Mhm.
what olive oil does is uh, it's going to increase autophagy much faster and more. Uh, going to help the bad cells to die off, and it's also going to give you fats that your body will burn, which is going to continue to give you energy even though you're fasting. So
Right. Let's
adding
see.
adding olive oil to a fast makes the fast much easier and actually more beneficial.
Yeah, I've never really I've never really done much fasting. I don't usually feel very good, so I usually wind up not doing it. But yeah, I
Yeah. Well,
suppose
the
it could.
reason the reason you don't feel good is because you're detoxing quickly. That's the whole reason you don't feel good. And when you're detoxing, it's going to you're going to feel less energetic, probably, want to sleep more, etc. But it's,
Yeah,
if you
it's all
want
good.
if
I'm
you want to
excited.
if you want to increase your lifespan, fasting periodically is a good way to do it.
Yeah, I believe that. I know friends that are doing a little bit of it themselves, and eh, maybe I'll just really consider that right now. For me, most people want to lose weight. Me, I'm at a good weight, but I could gain a little bit of weight, and it's hard to do. I mean, I exercise, I feel good, but anyway, I mean, I love it. I felt because each one of these products had a little bit. I looked at the ingredients, and I thought, okay, don't just get the first one, the humic fulvic by itself, because each of the two have a little bit in it, and I
Hmm.
didn't want to overdo it. But at what point would it be good to just take the straight humic fulvic with it? Should I wait a little bit,
Yeah, I'll
or
I'll let Gary answer that.
Yeah,
okay?
I would say from my experience, Christina, and it's a great question. We created those other products specifically for folks, for example, the healthy bones. If you had a specific bone skeletal issue like osteopenia
Well, they
or
told me I have a little
osteoporosis.
arthritis. I mean, I'm not a kid. I'm 75 and I look good and I feel great for my age. But, I sometimes my joints hurt, my hips hurt, my neck hurts. I mean, my hands
Yeah,
hurt. I do have some joint issues for that. And I'm pretty healthy and I know to stay away from sugars and crap food that makes it worse. So that's partly why I am healthy, but there's
that's
always room for
awesome.
improvement. So yeah. So
That's awesome.
thank you.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
so like healthy bones, for example, if, we have a number of regular customers that do have a specific skeletal issue with their bones. So they take that for that reason. Most people will take the green labeled humic and fulvic on a daily basis. And then others, like myself, I did the daily detox to do a deeper cleanse, and then I went right back to the humic and fulvic.
Uh-huh.
And then yeah, and then we currently call it the broad antiviral. We're actually working on a formula based on customer feedback to make that more of a kind of a stronger immunity product. We're adding some beta glucans and some other
Uh-huh.
ingredients to combine. So we're going to adjust that formula based on customer feedback. So yeah, each one will
Uh-huh.
do a little something different. All of our products will
Uh-huh.
always contain humic and fulvic.
Yeah.
That will always be our foundational mineral complex. And just as a teaser alert, as we grow, we're going to craft something specifically for kids and for pets
Awesome.
Yeah.
coming
Uh,
down the road.
but yeah, that's I'm I'm just I'm just very, very grateful. That's what I am. It's very nice to meet you and thank you for explaining that. And just one quick question more about the detox. Do you think it's better for a person to use it like what you described 3 times a day, 10 days, and just and then get back to the other, or to just take it on a monthly basis? Or is it just each person kind of decide how it feels for them to use it, or is there any recommendation?
Exactly. It really is a personal choice. We have
Okay.
customers that love taking the detox daily. That's what they use. And there is 150 milligrams of the humic and fulvic in there, which is a good amount. So it's really personal preference. Some people's
Okay.
bodies do better with the detox versus just the straight up humic. So it's personal
Mhm.
preference. And if you're
Okay.
yeah, and if you're using the detox as a daily, uh, there's a mineral in there called zeolite, and zeolite takes about 6 hours to pass through your GI. It takes its time and goes through, and it attracts uh, heavy metals and things that don't belong. So a lot of people like to take that closer to nighttime when you're just at rest, chilling, sleeping, and just let zeolite pass through. You don't feel it or anything like that, but
Right, right. But
that's
that's
another.
that's what I'll do. Yeah. And instead of taking it early, I'll take it at nighttime. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember seeing the video about the zeolite and I love it. It like cages it and it doesn't get into your body, but it just it captures the heavy metals and just eliminates them. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Christina. We have another hand.
Okay.
Georgia,
Mm.
go ahead. Go ahead,
Hi,
Georgia.
hi. Hey, how's everybody?
Good, good.
Um, uh, you don't remember me, but uh some years ago I called you like noontime and I was having some problems with my thumb. And you told me that it was trigger finger. And you diagnosed it and told me to take Sciaga. Well, I'm here to tell you it worked. It really worked on that trigger finger, right? But
Hmm.
now yes, and I still take it. I still have some. And now like I'm having, I don't know what it is, some issues with my baby finger on the left hand and on the ring finger on the right hand. Like when I open and close them, it crack like, and it's very painful. And I had one other issue going on with the ringing in both of my ears, and I don't know what in the heck to do about that. So, do you have any suggestions?
Well, all symptoms have basically four underlying causes.
Mm-hmm.
dehydration, lack of oxygen, lack of nutrients, minerals, and toxins. So the beauty of the fulvic humic minerals. Now we don't make any claims, but
Yeah, I
just like
know.
I showed you this 48-page document, and these are scientific studies showing what the elements and properties of these minerals do in the
Mm-hmm.
body, and so you know the only thing I can say is it's a natural food source. It
Mm-hmm.
it can do some amazing things in your body, and it's not that they're doing anything. It's just giving your body the fuel. Is
Mm-hmm.
if your car is running on empty, you're not going to go very far.
True.
Well, our bodies are running on empty. We're just not getting the nutrition that we need, and we're all clogged up with toxins. That's what happens when you don't change the oil in your car. Your car isn't going to last very long if you don't change the oil. So our bodies are very similar. We maintain our cars because of, the expense, but we don't maintain our bodies often, and we end up paying more to then try to get our health back than we pay for maintaining our car. So it just makes sense that we're doing things on a daily basis to remain as healthy as we possibly can. Getting sunshine, getting exercise, getting the nutrition we need, avoiding things that we know that are bad for the body.
Get it? Mm-hmm.
Just, very simple logic. And fulvic and humic minerals go a long ways toward, anything you're doing.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, I'll add that to the regimen because everything that you just named, I basically do it. I swim 3 times a week. I drink about a half a gallon of water every day, and
Mm-hmm.
I do a daily detox. So, and I don't eat no meats and a whole bunch of sweets. I'm pretty much in perfect health, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's
but
wonderful.
yeah, I know.
Okay, well, I do remember you, Georgia.
Oh, you do? Okay. You probably remember my sister too, Margaret. I know you do.
Uh-huh.
Margaret
I,
Satterway.
mm-hmm. How's she doing?
She's doing good. She's doing good. She's
Okay,
been going through some challenges, but she's getting back up on her feet now.
wonderful. Well, share the minerals with her, okay?
Okay, I'm gonna get it myself.
Okay.
It's just the one before we answer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you so much.
You're so welcome.
Okay, folks. One thing I've learned over the years is when you help somebody with their health, something powerful happens. You create a relationship. I have friends who go back 20 years and even longer. You just heard from one right there, Georgia. Because when someone's life genuinely improves, when your aches and pains diminish and go away, when their energy comes back, when they begin feeling vibrant and healthy again, they remember who introduced that to them. And relationships built on improving someone's quality of life often last a lifetime. Now, from a business perspective, that creates something very special. It creates the foundation for long-term residual income. Because when people experience real benefits from a product or a system of products, something very natural begins to happen. They start sharing with others, and sometimes without even trying to, because friends, family, and neighbors notice. Someone's going to say, "Wow, you look great. What are you doing? Where's that energy coming from? What happened to your back pain? You're no longer using a cane to walk." And just last Tuesday, Shirley York shared a testimony about her back pain going away. And once that conversation starts, people naturally want to know how they can experience the same thing. That's why health-based communities grow so organically. When people feel better, they talk about it. Well, tonight we started by focusing on the health products and the benefits that you might get. And keep this in mind because improving someone's health doesn't just change their day, it can change their life. And when that happens, the relationships and opportunities that grow from that can last for years, even decades. Testimonies are one of the best ways of sharing our wellness club with others. I've built a number of large organizations with product testimonies. Every time I heard a testimony, I wrote it down and created a catalog of success stories. Then once or twice a week, I would send an email to all of my contacts with a story about how a product had helped someone with diabetes, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, back pain, hip pain, knee pain, even some of the ones we have that we really have to be careful of talking about. But the fortune is in the follow-up. You just keep dripping on people until they say stop or they join. And in my experience, very few have said stop. Eventually, you're going to hit a nerve. They have the symptom you're talking about or somebody close to them, and they want to know more. Now, I'd like to share a simple formula that changed everything for me. And here it is. Never go to bed without making at least one invitation. And this is critical because if you miss one day, you'll soon miss two, and then pretty soon you'll stop altogether and you will fail. And one of the best ways of inviting others is by sharing a testimonial. It could be your own or someone else's, but consistency tells the universe that you're committed, and eventually a higher power will step in and cause your business to explode beyond anything you could do. When someone joins, support them because, excuse me, support creates success. Support doesn't mean pressure, it means accountability. So, what you want to do is ask permission to make a short daily call and simply ask two questions. How many people did you invite today? And did you support those who joined? It's that. It's that simple. Never miss a day without making at least one invitation. And anyone can do that. And the more you do it, the better you become at inviting. And the more excited you get because inviting is what makes your organization and income grow. The more it grows, the more excited you get. And this is called the success cycle. It works for the same reason any job works: structure, consistency, and accountability. Build with those simple steps, and your success is virtually guaranteed. So I would encourage you to stop thinking about you, start thinking about how sharing BDM can benefit others, and that's going to cause you to lose the fear of failure. You're thinking about others, not what it's doing for you. Moreover, people are going to respond to you differently because they're going to sense the change in your attitude. Every one of us knows someone suffering with health challenges. Every one of us knows someone who's struggling financially. You may be the person who hands that opportunity to them. You know, behind that warm smile, they could be struggling with something they're hiding, and they're just praying for a breakthrough. Now, if you
Hey,
haven't
John.
joined yet, go ahead, Owl, or
I'm sorry.
Desert Owl.
I'm sorry for jumping in. I don't know when you're going to stop half the time, and then you're already signing off. But we have Maria in Jersey Islands out there near France and the UK, and
Hmm.
she's a friend of our YouTube channel. And I hope she won't mind me saying, but I'm aware that she got the jab more than once, I think, and so she's got some challenges for sure that she's dealing with, also in her circulation, her legs, the ability to walk. So she says, "What can I do to improve my memory? I never had a good one, but lately I feel like it's getting really worse. Sometimes I get blank, can't even think or concentrate. Sorry, my English is not very good. She's from Portugal originally, but she's been a big supporter, of our programming that we do on YouTube. And I just uh, didn't know the answer specifically. Maybe if
Hmm.
Gary can interject.
Okay, we're recording this, and if she understands English well enough to watch the recording, watch the playback, there's several things in here that would be pertinent. In the gut brain video, that's going to talk about the memory and how, you know, how this product, the fulvic acid, may make a difference. Gary showed some slides of what's happening in the blood after taking the product, what's the changes in the blood, and that's going to, if you're separating the cells, giving more water and oxygen, better hydration to the blood, it's going to flow better. Also, expanding the blood vessels. There are things in the fulvic minerals that can help the blood vessels expand. And then we talked about uh, the clotting, the research that the scientists had done about clotting. And that's one thing that people who got the jab, a lot of them are experiencing uh, abnormal clotting. And so, again, we don't know what a product is going to do in a person's individual's body. What we do know is it's just natural food. And if they take it and experience, positive results, that's great. Outside of that, we just don't make any claims.
Thank you, John.
Absolutely. All right. So, folks, if you haven't joined yet, you know what to do. Just pull out your credit card. You can join through your sponsor's personalized landing page, choose a plan that feels right for you, and then start sharing your link. By doing that, you're going to bless a lot of other people, either through better nutrition, better health, better financial circumstances. But as we close, I want to thank each of you for showing up tonight. Thank you to our guests and for those who invited you, cared enough to invite you. Our next opportunity meeting is going to be on Sunday at 8 p.m. This is where we create the individual who attracts success like a magnet. If you want to remove the roadblocks that have been holding you back, then we look forward to seeing you there. Every time you come, we encourage you to invite a friend because they're going to be better off for being here as well. Like Jim Rohn says, success is a journey and it comes from adding value to others. So hopefully we'll see you at our next event. With that, we'll say good night, everybody.